Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dick Botte Story Time. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just getting cocky. Anyway, I really appreciate all the cards and letters you've sent. You enjoying, a couple of my stories, and what I thought I'd do is you hear Final Fantasy in the background. What I thought I'd do is I've got a couple stories in regards to Rocco and Dominic that I think you guys might enjoy. And there's a couple things I want to say about them because, you guys comment on them a lot. And I think it needs to be said. And that is that, Rocco and Dominic are two really, really awesome people. And their mother and I are very proud of who they became. I think we've tried to raise them the best we could with high morals, and I think they've got good souls. I really do. And there's not a day goes by that I'm not proud as hell of both of them. With that being said, they know that their mother and I will go to the mat for them. And there's a couple of examples that I'd like to share with you on just that kind of kooky stories, We'll go back to, it's be about 15 years maybe. I think it was about 1993, 94. I think Rocco was like 10 or 11 years old. And I had just taken him to his very first comic convention. Now, Dominic was too young. He was, like 4 or 5, maybe 6, but too young for the Comic-Con. So the first time I just took Rocco. And the next year I think we did take Dominic. But anyway, this time it was just Rocco. And after the Comic-Con, I thought I'd surprise him. I took him to the local mall, which was Mission Valley Center. Now, that day was a special day because Super Mario All-Stars had come out that day. Now, back at that time, and I don't know if a lot of you remember this, some of you younger people won't, but, back at that time, there wasn't a lot of places to get video games. You had just a handful. There wasn't, in San Diego, Walmart didn't exist yet, and places like Kmart or Target weren't, really, video game savvy yet. Video games really weren't mainstream. So, a video game would come out and they would end up getting it 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks later. So you really had kind of a limited choice, and that was either Toys R Us, maybe KB's, and then there was like Capcom, World of Nintendo, and then the dreaded Software, etc. So we got to the mall, and I said, "Hey, Rocco, he was all excited about Super Mario All-Stars coming out." And I said, "Well, let's go get it." And he says, "Well, Dad, we can't because it's all, it's all sold out. I called everybody and they don't have any." I said, "Well, what do you mean they don't have any?" And he goes, "Well, you had to reserve it." And I said, "Well, why didn't you tell me you had to reserve it?" I said, "Don't worry, we'll get you one." "Well, no, you can't. You have to reserve it." He goes, "I called today," because Rocco, even at 10 years old, he was all over it, and nobody has it. I said, "Don't worry about it. We'll find you Super Mario All-Stars." So of course we go to KB's and they didn't get it in. So we go to Software, etc. I go, "Yeah, I want to." I first, let me take a step back. I told Rocco, "Now just follow my lead and don't talk." So I go, "Yeah, I'm here to pick up Super Mario All-Stars." "Yes, did you reserve it? Because we only have copies for people who reserved it." And I said, "Yes, my name is Dick Botte." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And he's looking. I go, "We didn't get a call. I was wondering why we didn't get a call." And he goes, "Well, I called everybody." And so all of a sudden I went, "Don't tell me I'm not on that list. Don't tell me I'm not on that list. because I called. And he goes, no, I probably made a mistake. I think I saw your name. I mean, this poor kid was like, thought I was going to kick his ass. You know, he's petrified, and I wouldn't have done anything. But I go, don't, this is ridiculous. I don't believe this. No, you know. And the poor kid was so flustered. And I'm like, oh, like that. And I'm going, I don't believe this. He's been waiting for this game. I reserved it. I knew the guy who took the reservation was screwed up. I knew, well, you know what? You know, this guy didn't answer the phone. I guess I could get, yeah, I'll just give you this guy's because he didn't answer. He probably doesn't want it if he didn't answer the phone. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Get it in the bag. Rocco's looking at me like, what just happened? I go, you got your Super Mario All-Stars. Not a real good example to set for your kids, but, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Now, I don't want you to think that I favor Rocco over Dominic. So I did him a little favor once. And that is when Xbox 360 came out. Xbox 360 came out. Everybody, if you remember, everybody, you know, was waiting in line, and it was a big to-do, you know. And poor Dominic couldn't go either. I don't know what it was. Everybody was staying out overnight, you know, in front of the Walmart. And I think he was either working at Home Depot or he was sick or something, but he wasn't there. He you know. And so everybody got one but him. And he was like so bummed, you know. And the next day, everyone was out of it. Everyone, it was gone, you know. You guys all remember that. And they were saying, yeah, they're not, you know, they misordered and they're not going to be anything. You know, it was like I think it was like in October or November that came out, maybe. And they weren't going to get any new ones until January or February, something like that. So anyway, the next day, I just happened to be going to Walmart. It is pouring rain. I mean, in sheets. And as I'm walking in, one of the guys that, I mean, I don't know, but, you know, I'm familiar with from, you know, working in the electronics department that I, you know, go in there, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? He was just walking out. And I go, hey, bud, you know, do you guys have any Xbox 360s yet? And he goes, no. He goes, we are sold out. He goes, we have one that we're saving for some guy who's driving all the way from Yuma to pick it up. He goes, that's it. He goes, no, we won't. And I go, when are you going to get some in, you know? And he, probably not for another 2 months, you know, that's what they're telling us. So I was like, oh. So I walk in, and all of a sudden, you know, I get this brainstorm. I walk back outside, stand in the rain for about a minute and a half, go walking into the electronics department, hair soaking wet, feet sloshing, and I go up to the checkout counter at the electronics department, and the girl's standing there, and I look, and I see an Xbox 360, and it says, hold for Barry from Yuma. So I go, hi, I'm here to pick up the Xbox 360. I drove from Yuma. And she looks at me, and she goes, what's your name? And I go, Barry. And she goes, oh man, you made it here fast. It's like, oh yeah, I want to make sure I got it, you know, before anybody else, you know, I got it from under my nose. And she goes, yeah, these things are really hard to come by, you know. So, felt really bad about doing that, but Dominic needed the Xbox 360. So I got home, and here's your Xbox 360, and it's like, how'd you get that? It's like, don't worry about it, just enjoy it. So